Welcome to the show! Yes! Senior night! And that was a good out. Hey, welcome to the show! It's senior night at the Flower Bluff Field, and it's a great night for Flashback Friday. Why? We have not done one in a while. And I figured, why not tonight? A special night for senior night, so I figured, let's do Flashback Friday night thing, and then, yes! And that's what we're gonna do tonight. We start with a safety problem that's affected every child. School bus safety, school bus disruptions. If you remember first season, back when I had long hair, we focused in on the school bus videos, 2 of them. Now this time there was a 3rd one. And the first one I talked about was a student who was a bus who had the radio on. They were singing along. She turned off the radio, and then they decided to play the music through their phone, and then he's like, turn off your phone, and then all of a sudden, it goes into a tirade, like, drive back to the school bus saying this and that, and the other security guard was there, and then all of a sudden, to the end of the video, I will never forget these words. Riding the bus is not your right, it's a privilege. And I'll also never forget another story, another bus video that I had on there. I mean, having police on the bus. It was just a little short clip where, like, he was dumb, and he was like, he's going, YouTube, 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 YouTube. And then the police officer was like, we have a good time today? And he's like, sit in a seat back there. And the other one's like, put the camera away. And all of a sudden, bam, camera was off. And I'll never forget this other one. A lot of people were throwing pencils, paper, pens, and then all of a sudden the police officer is like, all right, I'll tell you kids something, just because you're little kids right now, you think it's funny, it's called battery. You can be charged with the battery, and do it again, and you want to find out about something against you, you and your parents have to go to court, before a judge. And then all of a sudden, put your hand down. Put your hand down. Put your hand down. Because she had a question. No question he'd ask. So. Yeah, that's another bus story I have. And I'll never forget that story. I'll never forget this other one that I remember, but it was deleted. Give me your phone. I don't want to hand over my phone. Call it security. I don't want to hand over my phone. She takes the phone. There was no warning at all. And it was like, can't be listening to it. Can't be playing it loud because this and that. I'm not saying you're playing loud because it's distraction to the driver. And then all of a sudden, kid's talking back, and she's like, stop talking back. Just give your phone back when you got off the bus. And then when you got off the bus, I think you got the phone back. After that, I don't know what happened. Another one I won't forget was this guy actually, what he actually did was cussed up a storm. I'm not going to describe it, but he was flipping mad because all he wanted to do was hug a student. A student! Well, it was a woman, right? So, the bottom line here is this. Doing stuff like loud phone conversations, loud music, is a distraction to the driver. And the bus driver has a right to send you off the bus, write you up after 3 suspensions, you're off this bus permanently. And your parents have to drive you to school. That's the bottom line. So, and I'll never forget this other story. I'll never forget the breakfast segment I talked about. 2 of them. One was for anything you want for breakfast. Like, I want some gummy bears. You want gummy bears for breakfast? I mean, what's next? Ice cream? Strawberry shortcake? It's not a breakfast bounce. Look at the food pyramids. Ice cream has a serving of like calcium, fat, and sugar. That's basically the whole key here, right? Exactly. That is basically the whole key. And the bottom line here is that you have whatever you want for breakfast and no one can stop you. Cheese torn leaves was one woman named Sarah, a girl named Sarah, a young girl named Sarah, who years ago had torn leaves for breakfast because she was a slow starter, and so was her mother. But her son was a fast starter. He loved breakfast. But after that segment, I started a rose hearing about macaroni and cheese and started laughing up a storm after hearing about that statement. That caused me to just laugh so flippin' hard. And a lot of the times it's just whatever you want for breakfast. Alright, we're gonna spend 15 minutes, we're gonna spend 5 to 10 minutes, we're gonna spend 10 to 15 minutes here doing these Throwback Thursdays, Flashback Friday stories. But it's not over yet. We're not gonna do a half hour tonight. We're gonna spend 15 minutes. But I promise you there's gonna be a second half, so don't worry about it. When we come back, more of our Flashback Friday story, and especially a story that you can't afford to miss. It's all about the it's about the oat brand. Please don't go away. Alright, it's Flashback Friday here. Give me a break in this next story. And we focused on a lot of stories, focusing on OSS and ISS. OSS means out of school suspension, and ISS means in school suspension. Now, the difference between here and this, out of school suspension means out of school, ISS means you sit in a room and do your work. What do I have to say about that? Well, ISS is the best. You sit in a room and do nothing, and do your assignments. In school suspension, do your work. And I have to agree that in school suspension is the best. Out of school, kids think you get it. Thinking that, oh, you can just get, I got a day off of school. Yay! I got a day off of school. I can do whatever I want. Yay! Not so fast. You have your parents to deal with. You'll be grounded for a lot of time until you realize that, oh, maybe that's not what out of school suspension is. Nobody wants a day off. I mean, you go to school. I mean, if you got a day off of school, you're basically going to be sitting up here saying this and that and the other. That's a lot of money. Another story I will never forget was the first time I focused in on school threats. It was December 17th, and remind you, this was during my 5th season, where my main goal was to focus in on education. The whole purpose that year was to focus in on a lot of issues dealing with education. And after November 30th, a rise of school threats was happening. And each time during each segment, I would tell you another school threat. Tell you a school threat or a school threat, and who would be charged. And an officer put a TikTok message out there saying, if you think you're going to post a threat and make it real, not only will you be out of school, but you'll be arrested. Juvenile hall. You're under 18, you're juvenile. That's the key. If mom on hears this, don't ever make a school threat. If you make a school threat, not only will you be out of school, but you'll be in jail. Another story I want to focus in on when we come back happened back in August 2014, almost 10 years ago. Don't go away. Alright, it's Flashback Friday, and in this next story, we focus on Winston Espinoza, who videotaped police after she refused to ID. It was an off-duty officer from the district attorney's office. Here's what happened, and I remember this one. I actually went over there to describe it myself. I mean, this is Whataburger, right? I mean, this is where this is probably to where they were standing, and all of a sudden, he's like, "I still need to see an ID from you, and I still need to know what I'm being charged for. You're fixing me charged with losing my ID for the break you're doing. Why don't you go to law school?" And then another part in the video was where this one right here is a jailhouse lawyer refusing my ID, and said, "I will, no problem. I will get my ID from being charged with something. I don't have to show my ID unless being charged with that is the law." And then seconds into the video, she gets arrested. And it blew up back in October on Channel 6. I mean, Channel 3. And that comment, and there was comments on it saying the law was wrong about this. You only give your IDs to be charged with something. And I agree. I looked up section 38.08 about this, and I have to agree with the law. And I would have to agree with the law here. With that law. The officers there did not violate the law. All they did was arrest her. Now she was released, but it doesn't end there. Lots of statements. If you're a witness, you are required to tell police who you are. But they got it wrong too. Section 38.08 states that you want to give ID if you're being charged with something. And that's exactly right. Exactly right. But there is more controversy here to this than meets the eye. So what I'm going to tell you about now is a Flashback Friday story to where I first reported back during the 5th season where I just focused more on Ethan Crumley case from outside the Hornet Stadium. This was the second time ever. The only reason why is because of a big game. And the next week after that was the watch party. And I wanted to do that, but I didn't have time to get all my camera gear and stuff. But I remember that day. And I felt like that had to be a moment for a Flashback Friday. And it's another thing for our countdown, which we have 4 minutes left. In 4 minutes, we will give you that countdown. But, it doesn't end there. Next story comes from oat bran. I mean, I watched that story, and I figured out that high cholesterol can be caused by blood pressure. But it's the oat bran. The high cholesterol can cause oat bran. You would have to eat this many lentils. You have to eat this many Cheerios. Not the whole box, but this amount in order to get that low cholesterol, low oat bran. Like, I mean, what do I have for breakfast? I mean, I have eggs, and my cholesterol is fine because why do we do that? I'll tell you a secret. The secret is garlic. That's right. Garlic can help lower your blood pressure and your cholesterol levels. I tell people all the time, eat garlic. Garlic's disgusting. It's really good for you. Garlic can help. It's a really good for you. And ginger's good for the digestive system. It's also really good for your blood pressure. Next time you go to the doctor, your blood pressure's high. Like, the doctors ask, what are you doing to keep your blood pressure low? I use garlic. What? I use garlic. Say it again. I use garlic. One more time. I use garlic. I remember that. And this wasn't even made up, so. And the tie is broken! So, that's where we're going to end right there. But before we end, when we come back, our countdown continues. Don't go away! I just lied, we have 2 minutes. Welcome back anyway. It's senior night here at the Hornet Field and another Flashback Friday number 2! It's Flashback Friday 2, the sequel to our Give Me Back Flashback Friday. We're focusing on a lot of stories from buses. I want to share with you another Flashback Friday story. You ever heard of the show World's Strictest Parents? What makes you feel any better than just learn some techniques from strict parents? One of those was actually my favorite. It's I got a minute left, but cock-a-doodle-doo. The way he said it kind of made me laugh in the comment section. I would have been like, and this would have been my alarm clock. Cock-a-doodle, get your keister up, dude. Hear that? Let's get to the table, dude. It'll be good for you. And all of a sudden, bam, I got it funny. Gut it out. I remember the first time I said that. But enough about it. So, one more Flashback Friday story. I talked about Super Nanny. And I watched the partial episodes, and all of a sudden, bam! I had to talk to you about it. And after watching part of the Griswold family, I realized alcohol poisoning. We were going to talk about that tonight. But I decided, we'll save it for tomorrow, Monday, or probably our next season. So, we don't know about that, but enough of our go back to Flashback Friday. We'll give some more Flashback Friday stories when we have time. And now, speaking of time, it's time for the 5-year countdown. Now, all month long, we've been celebrating 5 years to Give Me a Break. So now here's the latest number in our 5-year countdown. And I'll tell you, the moment I talked about was Family Feud. I had to put that in, like asking funny questions. But I had to come up with what I had to say. Because I was at a school sanctioned event. I could get really in trouble for this. So I had to be very, very careful about this. I had to say Winky, the Dawn, Whopper, something like that. But the medical term, I basically, all what I said here was make Family Feud G-rated. Not R-rated, not PG-rated, G. That's the whole key. And that was the best one in our 5-year. That's had to be in the countdown. And that's all for this edition of Give Me a Break Friday. We'll see you again for the second half of the show. And tune in tomorrow for another outrage. And tune in on the second half for another outrageous second half of Give Me a Break. And the next number in our 5-year countdown. And also tune in tomorrow for another outrageous Give Me a Break, another countdown. Great game out there. Make sure to subscribe to the Give Me a Break YouTube channel. Post notifications turned on. Make sure to subscribe to this channel for all song covers, Dateline videos, 2020 videos. Just uploaded one about the last days of Jesus. You can catch that up here. Also, make sure you wear your mask. Make sure you stay safe. Keep yourself healthy. Make sure you guys out there stay cool, calm, and hydrated. Like myself. And also trying to make sure that we stay safe out there. So again, make sure to subscribe to the Give Me a Break YouTube channel with post notifications turned on. Make sure to subscribe to the American Player for all new song covers, new Give Me a Break episodes, and Dateline and 2020 videos. Old videos. I want to thank the singers out there. I want to thank everyone who watches the show every day. Thank you out there, everyone. Until next time.